Live from KSAT 12. The 6 o'clock news starts right now.
And tomorrow, a first for San Antonio. Our airport is going to launch its first direct flight to Europe.
And yesterday, we told you about Congress creating an exception to a rule that would give San Antonio a chance to add Washington, D.C. to its list of direct flights. Daniela Ibarra explains that local leaders say this exposure could attract even more flights, better business, and lower fares.
There's always people traveling through San Antonio International Airport. Its director, Jesus Sainz, hopes it gets even busier.
If we continue on the trend that we're in, we're just a couple of million away from being a large-sized airport in the United States. And that's really the transformation that we're working towards.
He says part of that transformation includes adding more direct flights.
We have a number of different nonstops that we're adding already into this summer.
That starts Friday with a nonstop route to Frankfurt. Ceci Garcia Redmond with Greater SATX says it will serve as a gateway to and from Europe.
This is part of the journey to bring more transatlantic nonstop flights to San Antonio, and we know we can support it. We've done all of our research.
They've also spent years researching how to land a direct flight to D.C. On Wednesday, Congress approved a bill that would pave the way.
It creates a number of opportunities for our business community.
Once the president okays the bill, American Airlines already said they'll step up to offer those direct flights from San Antonio to DCA.
And that speaks volumes to what we're doing from an air service perspective and what the city is doing to position us for greater air service.
So with this potential new flight to D.C. and the flight to Frankfurt, do you think that'll help the San Antonio International Airport get more direct flights?
Absolutely.
With more flights, Sainz says there's a possibility of more savings for you.
That's turned into X number of passengers that are coming in and out of the airport, and the more and more we're able to do that, the better the price is for the passenger, the better it is for the airlines.
Daniela Ibarra, KSAT 12 News.
Okay, probably not even thinking of flying out right now, and you see today's weather, although it's not that bad, but hey, some rain.
Yeah, that's a good thing, Adam.
Yeah, the rain is a good thing, but most of it is far east of San Antonio. But it's still good to see some shower activity, even if it's just maintenance rain, maintaining the lack of drought east of San Antonio. A boundary was pushing southward. That boundary kickstarting these scattered showers and even a few thunderstorms. But most of what we have within the KSAT 12 viewing area, from Hallettsville to Shiner to Gonzales and even now into parts of Wilson County, this does not have lightning. The sky is very dark. It looks a little ominous, but we're just dealing with these pop-up downpours. Pop-up downpours at the moment. That's what we have, and that's what we're dealing with. Even around San Antonio, we have a little bit of that activity that's popping up. It's just highly isolated in nature. We're not seeing a whole lot of it, just a little bit here and there. You notice on the east side of town in particular, just a few of those showers popping up. We'll have just isolated activity through sunset, and then we're looking at the off chance, a 20% chance of a stray pop-up shower or storm overnight tonight and even into the day tomorrow. So most of us are going to be dry from here on out. Then we crank up the heat a little bit. We'll talk about all of this in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Adam. Let's take a look at traffic out there right now. We're going to take you to the camera at 35 North at Look 410. Looks like the usual 35 North mess this time of day. Doesn't look like the rain is causing any issues, just the usual business during the 6 o'clock commute.
Bexar County Sheriff's investigators say that a couple's marriage ended in a criminal way. They've arrested the wife in this case, 51-year-old Veronica Crow, on a murder charge. Investigators believe that she killed her husband inside their Northwest Bexar County home. Deputies found 49-year-old Damian Crow early this morning in the living room of their home on Pico de Aguila near Kyle Seal Parkway. They say that he was shot at least once in his head.
We believe the victim was asleep, and we believe that the suspect came and shot him for whatever reason while he was in his sleep.
The sheriff also says the couple was going through a divorce. We also want to take this time to remind you that if you or a loved one is experiencing domestic violence, please get help. Scan that QR code on your screen right now. It'll take you to a list of free resources where you can get all the help you need.
Tips are still coming in the search for the gunman who killed a 4-year-old girl last week. These are the images of those suspects here. They were caught on surveillance cameras as they shot up a family's home in northeast Bexar County last Wednesday. 5 people, including children, were shot. Now, on the right side of your screen right now, these are all the ways you can send in information if you know who these men might be or where they might be. You can call the sheriff's office at 210-335-6000 or email bcsotips@bear.org. Crime Stoppers, that's another way. That number to call is 210-224-STOP, and you can remain anonymous. Following a week of drama over forced meetings and allegations of leaking information, there ended up being no fiery debate, at least not for the public to see.
The San Antonio City Council took up the stalled fire contract negotiations in a confidential executive session meeting, but Garrett Berger tells us it's only the beginning.
After the trouble it had taken to arrive there, it was a surprise when after just an 8-minute public briefing, council members rose to leave for a 2.5-hour discussion about the fire contract behind closed doors.
And legal issues related to litigation involving the city, emergency preparedness, and collective bargaining, all pursuant to Section 551.
This meeting had been a week and several news cycles in the making. After Mayor Ron Nirenberg denied a request for an executive session to talk about the contract last week, 5 council members submitted a memo to force one. But when they were blocked by the city attorney over concerns about leaks, the same 5 members called for a meeting to discuss the city attorney's fitness for the job. Now, both discussions have happened, both behind closed doors. And at least some of those council members seem satisfied.
I think a lot has transpired day over day, and so what we saw yesterday is a willingness for all of us to move forward in a productive manner.
This was great. I appreciate the city manager really taking our concerns to heart, and today we really went over things in detail, so I was happy we did it.
City Attorney Andy Segovia didn't say what evidence he had of leaks, and city staff have yet to make him available for an interview. But City Manager Eric Walsh indicated it was his call, not Segovia's, to have today's discussion in private.
Based on my conversation with the council, my confidence was that we needed to have an executive session.
With the drama among the city council seemingly hammered out for now, there still remains the main issue at hand, hammering out a new fire contract.
The two sides are still miles apart in their proposals, particularly with firefighter pay, with the union asking for much steeper raises. After limited movement over 8 sessions, the city suggested bringing in a mediator. But the union says the next steps depend on the city.
They can pick up the phone anytime and call us and say, hey, let's go back to the table. Let's see if we can work this out. And I think that would be fantastic.
The city's lead negotiator said they would be in communication with the union. The goal, she said, is to continue on with a mediator or regular negotiating sessions. Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Today, Governor Greg Abbott pardoned a former U.S. Army sergeant convicted last year of killing a Black Lives Matter protester. Abbott pardoned Daniel Perry just minutes after the Texas Board of Pardons and Paroles voted unanimously to pardon him. Perry was convicted last year for killing 28-year-old Garrett Foster in downtown Austin in 2020. In a statement, Governor Abbott said all of the evidence from Perry's trial was considered, and he commended the board's recommendation for a full pardon.
In other news now, the investigation continues tonight on the Pelican Island Bridge after a barge carrying 30,000 barrels of oil hit that causeway early yesterday, spilling oil into the Galveston Bay.
And right now, that bridge is closed except for people to cross by walking. TJ Parker from our sister station KPRC in Houston is near that bridge with where this investigation stands now.
This has been quite the headache for people who live and work here on Pelican Island. You could see police closing off the only way on and off. We have seen, though, some people allowed off, though. It's only been mostly foot traffic.
It's about 10 o'clock a.m. That is, the power is shut down. And around half an hour, they have come back. The power is come back. And after that, we know the barge hit the bridge.
Tang Bui was working at the Southwest Shipyard when that barge hit the bridge. He rode his bike across the bridge Thursday morning and snapped these pictures, all the while wondering, like so many, when it will reopen.
I asked the police, so when I came back, they said no answer for me right now.
The oil has to be cleaned up and barge removed before divers can inspect the bridge pilings to determine its structural integrity. The barge owner, Martin Petroleum, says it broke loose from its tow and drifted into the bridge. Vehicle traffic backed up as hundreds who were estimated to have been on the island tried leaving. The other big thing they're dealing with besides the bridge closure is the spill response. It's estimated that up to 5,000 gallons leaked, forcing a 6.5-mile closure of the Gulf Intercoastal Waterway.
I'm just gonna have to hope that the bridge reopens soon. I have pets over there and all kinds of stuff that I kind of need to get.
I'm concerned like the environmental impacts of the oil spill. I'm really hoping that they can get that cleaned up soon because that's not going to be good for the fish or the birds.
Several agencies are working this. Now, the Texas General Land Office, they're the lead on the oil spill response. Federal and state crews are still assessing how much damage the oil spill caused. In Galveston County, I'm TJ Parker, KPRC 2 News.
So as far as what's leaking, it's vacuum gas oil, which is basically processed crude oil. Now, there are standards and procedures to control it. Crews right now on the scene are taking precautions since, as you can imagine, that oil is harmful if you swallow it or if it enters your airways.
Still ahead here on the news at 6, there is a new guard on duty for the local nonprofit SAM Ministries. How this robot is giving us a look at the future of security.
But first, we're going to take a quick look outside with live cam. Woo, look at that. Meteorologist Adam Caskey is going to tell us how much hotter we're going to get as we head into the weekend. Looks pretty hazy out there right now. It's coming up.
A habitual noise violator. That's what the city and municipal court judge says about this church in a northwest side neighborhood. Tonight on the Night Beat, what led to this church being deemed that and what penalties they're facing.
The next round of budget talks is happening soon for SAISD. So coming up tonight in the Night Beat, we're hearing from all sides of this story, families, teachers, and even the school district itself about what the budget discussions look like ahead of next month.
We would like to introduce you to OR3, or Outdoor Security Robot. That's the official name. It is the first of its kind from a robotics company to be put to use in the U.S.
Now, 2 of these patrol the SAM Ministries shelter in downtown next to the San Antonio Police Headquarters. The robot security can still take pictures, record audio. It can also recognize faces and read license plates.
It is operated by Texas Veterans Security, but they contract with SAM Ministries to patrol the campus. The head of emergency services for the nonprofit says he was a little skeptical about the robot at first.
We were looking at ways to reduce costs without compromising safety here for any of our residents, for any of our staff, for any of the surrounding community, and this is sort of what we're looking at to do now. Being able to see them, in action a little bit, I mean, it does what we need it to do.
But the robots do need someone, right? They need someone to charge them every 5 hours or so. That's when the other robot takes over, so they can basically work 24/7. The CEO of Texas Veterans Security says that this is a game changer for his industry.
It's an autonomous robot, which means it operates by itself. It has its own mapping, so it knows where to go. It has obstacle avoidance, two-way communication, and 360-degree live recording, so that our guards could then see. So if somebody's back in the rear of the location, we'll be able to be notified.
OR3 is currently on a 1-month trial to see how things go. If it all works, SAM Ministries says this type of security could help them save a lot of money in the long run. Kind of looks like a mini Zamboni almost, right?
Mini Zamboni, I like that. It kind of does, you're right. Minus the guy driving it, and then doing this periodically behind it. Mix it up. I like that. RoboCop meets Zamboni.
There you go.
There you go.
A little mix.
Robo Zamboni. Okay. All right, let's get to Authority Radar. We have a little bit of activity around San Antonio, but really not a whole lot to talk about. This is very light action. We did have a few downpours. You'll see them here. The first few frames right along 281, 1604, and south all the way down to the airport, and even a little bit on the far northwest side of town around Leon Valley and Medical Center area. This was quick, splash and dash. It didn't add up to a whole lot. We'll get into the rainfall accumulations in a moment. First, I want to head off to the east. This is where the bulk of the rain has been. Good soaking rain. These scattered downpours, especially from Seguin to Gonzales, Moulton, Shiner, Hallettsville, and starting to taper off a little bit as the boundary heads down into Cuero. Not as much developing along that boundary as we're losing some of our daytime heating from the sun. As we get closer to sunset, we're losing some of that energy that helps destabilize the atmosphere. But let's talk about rainfall accumulations over the past 12 hours here. And you see the vast majority of it east of San Antonio and a little bit on the north side of town. So let's focus on where we actually had some of this rain and some of those downpours that popped up. And look at this right here from the airport, 281 and 410 northward up into about the Stone Oak area and even Hollywood Park. Let's zoom right in onto Hollywood Park, where we have this one little pocket of enhanced accumulation. Sunway Drive and Antelope Drive. Congratulations, you are the winner in San Antonio today with a ½ inch of rain estimated by Doppler radar. So yes, I know, golf clap everybody for them. Otherwise, it's been really just light action that hasn't added up to much, but it's also not really canceling outdoor plans. There's no lightning associated with what we have out there at the moment. Vast majority of it off to the north and east of us throughout the day today. And you can see that here, even just over the past 8 hours. Severe thunderstorm watch is still ongoing. West Texas through San Angelo, almost into our area. And still this red box indicates the tornado watch, Houston eastward into parts of Louisiana. But you'll look at that good soaking rain, just another situation where close, but not close enough for us. Part of the driving force, this upper level swirl, that dip in the upper level flow, that little trough, throwing some energy our way, most of the energy in North Texas. But there is this last little batch of energy that's helping to kickstart these storms in West Texas. That's going to move through tomorrow and keeps that 20% chance of rain and a few storms in the forecast. Let's talk temperatures. Big differences out there. 85 was our high. Then that boundary moved through. We're down to 68. It's like it's a mini little cold front that's been pushing through. 68 Helotes, 64 Bernie. But let's go off to the west. Del Rio, sunny, 103. Talk about a contrast. It's like fall now locally and in the hill country, but summer as you go west along the Rio Grande. Also, you'll notice a quick, abrupt drop in the humidity. Still some mugginess in the air, but we're going from tropical to a bit muggy outside. There's that cold front out ahead of it, which is where we were in San Antonio just a few hours ago. Tropical air, dew points well into the 70s, super sticky. Now, not quite as humid with that northerly wind that's kicking in. We'll have that north wind tomorrow, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Not as humid throughout the day tomorrow as what we had today. Look at that 20% chance in the morning and then again in the afternoon, right near 90 for the high temperature. But then we crank it up a notch as we get into the weekend. Notice that, sunny, 97 on Sunday, then upper 90s even into the early part of next week. The new drought monitor is in. I'm going to have that at 6:45.
Okay, we'll see you then. Thank you, Adam.
So Mavericks fans are happy.
They are happy, and I'll tell you what, Luka Doncic, he is so beat up right now. The Mavs say they would, if it were the regular season, they'd sit him for 2 weeks. I mean, this guy is playing through so many injuries, but he's leading Dallas, and they are on the verge of the Western Conference Finals. And SAFC doesn't have a game this week, so they are resting up and rehabbing their injuries while also working out. We got it coming up. Number one in the NBA Western Conference, the Oklahoma City Thunder are on the verge of getting knocked out by Luka and the Mavericks. Last night in Game 5, Dallas took the lead for good at 9-8, and they never looked back, leading the Thunder by as many as 18 points in the fourth quarter. Mavs guard Luka Doncic had a triple-double with 31 points, 11 assists, and 10 rebounds. The Mavs win Game 5 at OKC, 104-92, taking a 3-2 series lead.
Just our mentality. We know the last game we played against them at home, we let it go. It was our mistakes, and they hit shots. So our mentality just in the playoffs, it's first to 4. So you got to win 4 before they do. So you got to go game by game.
But I felt like we played like the right way offensively tonight. Got a lot of good looks that we usually make, and just didn't go in. You live with those results. Like, we had the right intentions, made the right plays, right passes, got good looks, just didn't go our way.
Game 6 is Saturday night at 7 in Dallas. San Antonio FC just wrapped up a grueling stretch of 3 games in 8 days where the club suffered a U.S. Open Cup loss and 2 draws in league play. The club is now on a much-needed bye week where the focus is on healing and recovery after a growing injury report hurt SAFC's chances of earning their first outright win since April 20th. Still, the club and Western Conference leading Sacramento Republic are separated by just 6 points.
Open Cup was a bit disappointing. We had a lot of injuries and stuff like that, missing a lot of key players, so it was a difficult game. We definitely wanted to go far. But I'll say the league, I think we want to be number one. I mean, we wake up every day, we train every day, we want to be number one. We're obviously not there yet, but I would say the season's, it's all right right now.
I think it's great timing. If you look at the amount of bodies that we had injured in that 3-game week, we had 7 guys trying to get healthy. It comes at a perfect time for us before a congested June.
San Antonio has 7 matches between now and the end of June, and so far SAFC has leaned on each other to overcome the challenges of the season. At the end of every practice, the guys take a moment to fist bump each other, reminding themselves of the greater picture.
We do that every day. We do it every day after practice, just so we end it. We just end it on fist bumps, so everyone knows we're grateful for each other and stuff like that. We appreciate each other, so it's kind of like a team thing we do every day.
We told you about SAFC Academy player Landry Walker last week. The now 15-year-old San Antonio native is playing well for the U.S. Under-15 national team. They won Game 1 versus Croatia, but fell to England. The USA has 1 more match to go. SAFC head coach Alan Marcin reacts to Landry's performances.
We're super proud of him. First, just to get the call up. That's a massive achievement, massive honor for him to represent the U.S. And then to get on and to play, because that's the one part. One is getting a call up, and then the other one is actually getting in and playing and then getting a result. So super proud of him. Great achievement for him, great achievement for the club. So all in all, very, very happy.
Yeah, that's awesome. How great is that? You get called up and you get to play. That's cool.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome. Good. Thank you.
Coming up next, it is Doc Talk. Your medical questions, we're getting some answers. And this week is all about the kids. We'll be right back.
Friends, welcome back. It is Thursday. You know what that means? Time for Doc Talk.
Every week, we take your questions directly to the people who are best suited to answer them. And joining us today is Dr. Dina Tom, pediatric hospitalist with University Health at UT Health San Antonio. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me again.
Okay, we got some good questions. First one is, what is the best way to protect your kid from mosquitoes? What's the best thing to use for bites as well?
All right, so it is getting warmer. Unfortunately, we have felt the mosquitoes on our front porch swarming. So first and foremost, knowing when they come out. So mosquitoes like to come out at dawn and dusk. So when we're taking our kids to school and when we're sitting out, on the deck maybe at night. So really, if you know that you're going to be outside hiking or doing something where there's going to be mosquitoes, wearing long sleeve shirt, pants, obviously it's hot in Texas, so you don't want to be doing that all summer long. But really, bug sprays are the way to go in Texas. You kind of got to get used to putting on some of that insect repellent and sunscreen every day. So when you walk outside, you just spray it. Now, what's safe? So in children, it's safe, really down even to young infants, it is safe to use bug spray. Just be really careful that you're not putting it anywhere where they're going to lick or put it in their mouth.
Right. That makes sense.
So DEET 10% for kids under 2 years old, and then things with anti-insect repellent over 30% DEET is safe after that, and it gives you about 5 to 6 hours of coverage for your mosquito bites. Some people see Picardin. Picardin is another chemical in a insect repellent, and that is about equivalent to 10% DEET. So those are safe. Just try not to use the ones that are aerosolized, because they go into the atmosphere, the air, and you can smell them and taste them, and that's actually really not safe because it is a chemical. So use the lotions or creams, use the sprays that aren't the automatic aerosolized sprays, but those are really the best. And then when it comes to insect bites that are itchy and you get that little welt, that is normal. It doesn't mean you have like a a major reaction just because you get a welt. That's pretty normal, especially in younger kids. They get big welts. But 1% hydrocortisone cream. They also make that like bug spray, little roller ball over the counter at Walgreens, CVS, HEB. And it kind of comes in a little stick. So if you get it, you just like rub it on there and wipe it off. It's an antihistamine. And then some of them are a steroid. If it's a low dose steroid, like cortisone, 1% cortisone, that's totally safe to put on. Just don't put a ton, don't put it around your mouth, but they're even safe to put on your face. It's okay to put 1% on your face if you're getting bug bites on your face.
Quick question when it comes to layering, with DEET and sunscreen, which do you put first?
Yeah, great question. I don't know that it really matters because I think they come through. It just depends on kind of what you're rubbing on. I probably would say sunscreen first and then bug spray over that.
Okay.
Just because the sunscreen really needs that direct contact with your skin, and I worry if you put the sunscreen on second, then you might be missing the bug spray or missing the contact you need with your skin.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, here's our next question. Are you seeing a rise in kids being diagnosed with CIDP?
Yes, CIDP. So this is a really fancy word. So it's chronic inflammatory. D is demyelinating polyneuropathy. So we can go through each of those words because it's pretty self-explanatory. Chronic means something that lasts a long time, right? Or comes and goes over time. Inflammatory is pretty obvious, right? So that means it acts like inflammation in your body. Demyelinating means that your body's attacking its own nerve protection. So your nerves have this protection on it that keeps them safe, and it attacks that. And then polyneuropathy, basically that word means that it's multiple nerves. Poly is multiple, neuropathy is nerves. So what does it look like? Chronic inflammatory demyelinating polyneuropathy, CIDP, looks like numbness, tingling, shooting pains in hands, feet, weakness in your hands and feet, and it can be ascending, which means it climbs up your arms, climbs up your legs. Obviously that sounds, it's terrifying. We typically see those kinds of symptoms after a viral infection where your body kind of gets confused about what to attack. Instead of attacking the virus, it's like, ooh, nerves, let's attack those. And then your nerves go numb and you get weak. So it is not common in children. Even in the last few years, we've heard about it more with the COVID vaccine, and it's kind of we've been made aware of it. But it's
not something
common.
you're seeing a rise in?
No, we're not seeing a rise in it that I know of, especially not in San Antonio. I work at our Women and Children's Tower at University Hospital, and we admit patients every day, and it is not something that we are seeing a rise of.
Okay. Next question. What are the risks or benefits of having a child's tonsils removed?
Yes. So tonsillectomies, that's what we call that when you take the tonsils out, that has gone down in the past 20 years. We used to do it all the time. It really wasn't that rare to have your tonsils taken out. Like even my parents, oh yeah, everybody got their tonsils taken out. It's not something we see much now anymore. The biggest reason we see it now is because some children have sleep apnea. So they can't breathe. When they sleep, they snore really loud. They make that noise because when they're sleeping. That could be a sign that your child might need to get their tonsils looked at because they might be, preventing your kid from breathing really well during sleep, and that can have long-term consequences. So risks and benefits, it is a surgery, and so the risks would be, pain and possibly infection or bleeding and difficulty eating for a few days. The benefits could be that they could help if you need it or if your child needs it because it reduces some infections and then can help them breathe.
Yeah. Okay. Now here's another one. How do you determine tongue tie in infants?
Yes. So I take care of all the little babies all the time. Yes, all the time. And this one's a tricky one, because there's a lot of stuff out there about tongue tie, and again, this is one of those things we used to do a lot more of years ago because we, as pediatricians and especially ENT specialists and speech therapists thought that doing it was really helpful. And then a bunch of research came out showing, well, it may not actually have the effect that we want it to. There are some children who do have tongue tie. I had one the other day, a little baby. When I opened the baby's mouth to look the newborn, the tip of the tongue looks like a heart. So that's the best way to know is if your baby is born and they can't really stick their tongue out, or when they do cry, you see that the tip of their tongue, instead of being pointy or round, goes in and forms a little heart shape. Oh. And that could be a sign that your child has tongue tie. Tongue tie can affect a child's ability to suck on a bottle or breastfeed or say specific word, letters in words like T and D. So it might be worth asking your pediatrician if that's something that you need to have looked at.
Okay. Yeah. Dr. Tom, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Really
Thank you
appreciate
for
it.
having me. I love being here.
And thank you to all the questions that you sent us. We do this every single week right here, Thursdays at 6:30. So let us know what you want us to ask next week. You can do that by scanning this QR code.
And we'll be back after the break.
Have you ever used two different thermometers and got two way different temperatures? That's especially frustrating when you have a sick kid.
Not something you want to deal with. So which ones are reliable? 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz has some thermometer test results from Consumer Reports' lab.
With little ones around, Jenny Mariwaika knows she needs a reliable thermometer.
Having a thermometer that is fast and accurate helps me to decide whether or not they need to go to the doctor.
So how do you choose? Consumer Reports tests can help. They compared the devices to a mercury thermometer in their lab. Then they took repeated readings. The results showed which in-ear thermometers are easiest to use and gave the most accurate readings.
The 10 thermometers in our ratings take temperature via the ear, and half of them also can take temperature via the temporal artery, which means you place the thermometer against the forehead or the temple.
98.7.
In-ear thermometers do require extra cleaning. She says consider models with disposable plastic covers. Here are two thermometers Consumer Reports recommends: the Braun ThermoScan 7 for about $60 and the Alcedo digital thermometer for about $25. Keep in mind, doctors don't recommend taking temperatures by ear until at least 6 months of age, and for infants less than 3 months old, a rectal thermometer is best. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
All right, not taking a look at that cloud coverage right there. Dark right now, 6:42, 67 degrees.
A little bit of break off in the distance though, Adam.
We were on the topic of thermometers and we all changed it.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, some of the most accurate thermometers, not necessarily for taking your temperature, but for the outdoor ambient temperature. Got the winner of this beauty coming up in a little bit. Little bit of shower activity out there, not a whole lot to speak of. Most of it was east and north of San Antonio. Right now, we have the cold pool that's in place. Cold, in quotes, it's all relative to what it was earlier. The tropical air has been pushed southward, and we've got a little break from that really high humidity. We'll talk about rain chances as we go into tonight and tomorrow, and then cranking up the heat a bit in just a bit.
Welcome back.
So sorry we moved Adam Caskey off the thermometer topic. We'll have plenty of time to talk about it in a sec. But first, these storm chances, Adam.
Yeah, they're on the low end now for the rest of this evening. And into tonight, we could see a few other showers pop up, fairly light in nature. That's only 20%. But I think for the next few hours, we're at that 10% chance. And then 20% after midnight tonight through the day tomorrow. So low end chances, little cold pool, little boundary moved through, and that stabilized us quite a bit. Just a couple of hours ago that moved through. But you look at the last hour, and even the action that was east of San Antonio has really broken up quite a bit as it heads toward Edna and Victoria. At least it was coming down pretty good around Hallettsville and Shiner, Gonzales as well. Really quickly, we can look at some of the rainfall accumulations in these areas. And here you have it, Lavaca County, Gonzales County, generally under a half inch, but there are some pockets where we had a half inch just south of I-10 there in Gonzales County and just west of Gonzales, about 0.4 of an inch. So not bad, better than nothing, good maintenance rain for folks off to the east. And I say maintenance rain because they don't have drought. They're not not even considered abnormally dry. The drought-stricken areas are off to the west, where we have one downpour that has popped up, and that's near Lakey. Just south of Lakey, between Concan and Lakey. And this is actually from the boundary pushing southward. It kick-started this storm. You see the boundary right here, that line. The wind kicks up little bits of debris such as leaves and insects, and that's how the radar can detect that line there on the screen. That's going to be short-lived. Here's a look at our futurecast, and as we go into the night, still an isolated shower possible like we talked about. Pretty, I think, light in nature, maybe isolated moderate shower, and then even into tomorrow morning from the push of energy above, we can't rule out a few stray showers or a brief thunderstorm as well. We'll take whatever we can get. Here's the newest drought monitor updated today. 26% of Texas in drought. Unfortunately, even with the rain we had on Monday, no changes between Uvalde and La Pryor, Hondo, Castroville, and Devine. And we still have the extreme drought in parts of the hill country. As a whole across the Lone Star State, most of us looking pretty good, especially from Lubbock to Dallas, towards San Angelo. And you look at the rainfall just since Sunday and see how it fills in here. Whoosh, another hit of rain today. Unfortunately, it's too much of a good thing still. North of Houston, Bryan and College Station, and especially due eastward, where they do have some flash flood warnings in place. A little bit of clearing out there right now. 85 our high, 0.05 of an inch of rain. 104 the high temperature in Del Rio. 96 Cotulla, Carrizo Springs made it to 99. Look at the temperature difference now. Outflow boundary, think of it like a little mini cool front. 68 in San Antonio, 103 in Del Rio. Just that span across Highway 90. We go from the 60s to the low 100s. And it will all level out into the 60s later on tonight. I think we'll be in the upper 60s. Drier, well, not as humid air is pushing into place. So tomorrow, 68 in the morning. 20% chance of a shower, 20% chance in the afternoon, 89 degrees, the high temperature, but we will be making it into the mid-90s farther west of town. A little extra sunshine, Uvalde, Sabinal, for example, at 94 degrees. Then we get into the weekend, it is nothing but sunshine, high and dry. Unfortunately, not really a glimmer of hope for any rainfall beyond what we're seeing out there now and that isolated chance tomorrow. And we get well into the 90s, feeling a little summer-like. I mean, we're talking 97 Sunday, Monday, and even 98 on Tuesday. All right, a lot of weather to talk about. I'd have the winner of... Okay, I think we're going to show it. There we are, the winner of this beautiful homemade thermometer, Aurora Medina of San Antonio. I just dropped you the email. You can go to ksat.com/thermometer to enter the drawing. And Santa Jim just dropped off a big old batch of these Texas cutouts, and I'm bringing them to the engraver. And we're going to have some unique ones that we haven't really, kind of mixtures of wood we haven't seen before. I'm excited to share that with you.
Very cool.
All right, Adam, thank you.
The Buzz is coming up next. There was an unusual delay during last night's soccer matchup between Philadelphia and New York. The crowd went wild when a raccoon somehow got loose on the home pitch of the Philadelphia Union in Chester. The match was delayed for just a few minutes.
Just a few minutes. Now you can see staff running around, chasing the raccoon around the field. One even had a trash can, hoping to lure it in there. Crews finally escorted the furry visitor off the field, and league officials say the raccoon was later safely released. Unfortunately for the Philly fans, New York went on to prevail 2-1.
The New York State Thruway Authority needs the public's help in naming 4 falcon chicks. The tiny birds recently hatched in a nest box on top of a bridge in New York State. Now, students from Rockland and Westchester counties submitted more than 100 names for the contest. A panel of judges then whittled it down to 10.
Yeah, and these are New York birds. I mean, look at how angry they look. Some of the finalist names include Amelia Cordelia. Come on, that's cute. I love that. Beconce, Estrella, Millennium Falcon, and Taylor Swoop. Okay. People can vote for their favorites on the New York State Thruway's website through May 22nd, and then the 4 winning names are going to be announced the following day.
Taylor Swoop's going to take it. You know it is.
100%.
We'll be right back.
One lone shower out there, and just between Lakey and Concan, it's weakening and falling apart. An isolated shower possible here and there tonight and even into tomorrow. Tomorrow, speaking of temperatures, though, 97 in Del Rio, 94 Carrizo Springs, closer to 90 around town. Helotes 88, 87 in Elmendorf and Castroville at 92. This weekend, nothing but sunshine. Have the SPF ready to go if you're outdoors. We'll be up mid to upper 90s then this weekend and into next week.
Yeah, it's going to be hot. Thanks for watching the news at 6. We'll see you on the Night Beat.